our most respected, the managing chairman and secretary of this esteemed women's institution, Shri S. Sendil Kumar in absentia, and the most enthusiastic, wonderful, a good leader of this great institution, the principal, Dr. Akila, and the vice principal, V.S. Selvi, and the deans who have been adorning the dais today, all the deans of the various affairs that they have been taken up, the heads of the institutions, heads of the departments, and the heroes and heroines, and today especially heroines of this special function, the annual day. My dear blossoming women students and all others, a very good morning to you all. It gives me great pleasure to stand before you today because this is something very unique coming to this institution. And what made me to come to this institution? First, let me start with that. I've got two important reasons which I would like to share with you all. The first one is, the earlier annual day, you had the chief guest, Dr. Srinivasan, the member secretary of the Tamil Nadu State Council for Science and Technology, and he's a good friend of mine, not only a friend, a philosopher, a guide, and a mentor for me, who always keeps inspiring and motivating me. And wherever the colleges that he goes, he used to mention that I'm said to be a good researcher, whether I owe for it or not. But still, he is the first inspiration to make me to come to this particular college. And he has been continuously advising me that I should visit the college and do something which I can do it from my part for the upliftment of the women's education in this institution as such. That is my first reason. And the second reason is that your principal and your dean, Dr. Kalaimati, both of them, they came and met me in my institution some time back. And I can really find the type of bubbling enthusiasm that is present in them. Wonderful type of your enthusiasm. And that is said to be something very clear, that how they wanted to make this institution to grow to the next level and how it can be taken up in the arena of higher education and how they will be able to focus this Theivanai Ammal College in a national level and in the case of your international level as such. That is the second important reason, that I really wanted to come and then visit your institute and to have a glimpse about what is happening in this so that I can carry a lot of memories which in turn will help me and then which will also force me to do something for this institution in future as such. So these are the two important reasons. And your Madam Principal was giving out a report. And I was very impressed with the type of activities that has been taken up in this college. Because you know that in higher education, the quantity is not said to be a matter. Every management is able to build up buildings, very big buildings, a lot of classrooms, lot of laboratories. But when you talk about the quality as such, only very few institutions are able to have it. So from her presentation, I'm able to very clearly understand that this institution focuses not only in the case of your quantity, in terms of your infrastructure, but they are also trying to concentrate more in the case of your quality, which is said to be a much appreciable feature. A big applause from the students for this. And my congratulations for all the activities that you have taken up, and that shows the involvement and the dedication that you are putting in the case of this particular institution to grow in leaps and bounds in the case of your future as such. And let me start with the type of your statistics in higher education in the recent past. You know that there are somewhere around more than 60,000 colleges throughout India, and among which you can find that hardly 10 to 15% of these colleges are women's colleges, and most of them are said to be the co-ed colleges which have been present in the case of your whole India as such. But what is happening in the case of your recent past is that the women's education has become much more important, and when compared with that of your men, more and more women are now interested in taking up the higher education as such. And if you look into that of your gross enrollment ratio, in the case of your whole India as such, you should all be lucky and first feel happy that God has given you this opportunity to take up higher education. You're all going to get out the degrees as bachelors, or it might be the postgraduate degrees that you're going to get, or it might be the doctoral degrees that you're going to earn. There is something, that there is an essence in every one of you, and you had some sort of your luck that is being present in that, whereby you have been given an opportunity to take up this. So if you look into that of the number of students who are passing out of the schools, from the various schools in the case of your India as such, hardly only 27% of these students have an opportunity to enter into that of your higher education. And among which you can find somewhere around 8 to 10% of the students only have an opportunity to do the post-graduation. So just imagine, among so much of the students that is available, only a very handful of them, they come out with that of your postgraduate degree, and a little handful of them is said to be with that of your undergraduate degree, and still hardly only 1 to 2% of them come out with a doctoral degree. So first what you have to do is that have a self-retrospection, a self-realization that you have all been given a wonderful opportunity to take up this higher education in the case of the Indian scenario as such. And another thing also which, that every student should be happy with that of your Tamil Nadu, because that I'm a person who have visited many colleges, many universities in the case of your India, right from Jammu and Kashmir till that of your Kanyakumari. You can find that many of the colleges I have visited in various occasions. And among this, you can find that there are only very few colleges which you can find that they really maintain the quality and the type of the education that is given to them is said to be of good standard that is there. So among these few institutions, you can find they are all said to be concentrated only in Tamil Nadu. Whatever the type of your advancement in the case of your higher education that you take it up, either it might be in the form of your NAC accredited colleges, the number of colleges which have got A++, the number of colleges which have got A, number of colleges which have got A+, you can find the highest number in whole India is only in Tamil Nadu. The number of autonomous colleges in the case of your whole India, you can find that Tamil Nadu is said to be the topmost number. Also, you can find NIRF ranking. You should all be very proud. Among all this NIRF ranking, the top 6 colleges are only, top 10 colleges, somewhere around 6 colleges are again only from Tamil Nadu as such. And even if you take out star colleges, you can find Tamil Nadu is said to be the pioneer in them. And the number of colleges which have implemented CPE, the College for Potential for Excellence, which is an award and which is a grant which is given by that of your University Grants Commission, you can find again Tamil Nadu is said to be number 1. So you all feel proud that we are all hailing from this wonderful soil of Tamil Nadu, and then we are all in this case of this educational scenario, and which has helped us to be here. So that is another thing which you have to always pay a lot of tribute to our motherland, Tamil Nadu, which has given a lot of the accolades for us, and we should be very proud about it. Then apart from that, not only the gross enrollment ratio, or in terms of the number of students who are entering into that of your higher education, what is the present need? That the present day students, especially, that women's education is said to be something very important. I started with this. One more point which I would like to add upon toward this, many of the colleges which were started as pure men's college, in the case of India as well as in Tamil Nadu, 99% of all these colleges have now been converted into co-educational colleges. Why? Because you can find that the opportunity for the women has been increased tremendously. Tremendous increase in the opportunity that is available for the women students to take up the higher education as such. Even the institution which I am hailing from, PSG College of Arts and Science, which was started even before the independence, it was a pure men's college up to 70s. And only in 70s you can find that they started admitting the women students in the case of your post-graduation. And slowly you can find that even the undergraduates, you can find the girls were given an opportunity to do their undergraduate degree. And slowly it has increased a lot and lot. And now the situation is that 80% of our faculty are said to be women faculty, okay? And then somewhere around 75% of the students are said to be women students, and very shortly you can find that we will be called as PSG College of Arts and Science for women, okay? So that is going to be a situation. Why? I am very happy with that. Why? Because you can find that more and more women are now trying to enter into that of your higher education. But what you have to keep in mind is that, see, there are many sort of your professions in the case of your whole world which is said to be male dominated. But now the scenario is entirely getting reversed. What is happening? Even the type of your domains which were said to be male dominated domains in the case of your whole world is now being taken up with that of your women. So never underestimate the power of women, okay? Women has got the maximum power. You can achieve whatever you want, and you have got the capacity to achieve really what you wanted to do. Why? Because this has been very clearly put up in the case of our statistics again. You can find the number of students who are topping in the case of your 10th standard, the number of students who are topping in the case of your NEET examination, or the number of students who are topping in the case of your various competitive exams, and even in the case of your colleges, you can find that the top ranks have been occupied only by that of your women, and men are said to be only the, that is just observers, and then they try to encourage them to come up with that. Okay, so you can find that the women has got every strength in leaps and bounds to take up, and you can be able to occupy different male-dominated professions in the case of your future as such. But what is lacking in India? In India, you can find that the number of the women entering into that of your science stream, and especially who are entering into that of your scientist positions, are said to be very few. Why? There might be different reasons. You know, that personal reasons, and then familial type of your attachments, and then the different type of your engagements that they have with that of your the family, and the commitments that they have with that of your family. You know that there are several hurdles that the women population is able to face now. And in spite of all these hurdles, you can find that women has to come out. And that is the one which the government of India is now trying to encourage, and they want more and more women to enter into research, more and more women to enter into that of your the science education, as well as you can find in the case of your scientists, in the case of central institutes, should be dominated by that of your women scientists. So you can find even in UGC, or in the case of your DST, and in the case of your DBT, and all other type of your top ranking and then top funding agencies of the government of India, you can find that women are said to be given preference, and there is a separate scheme which is called as WOSA, Women Scientists, which is being encouraged by that of your DST and UGC and others. So take it from me, my dear students, you have got wonderful opportunities, lot of opportunities that is being present in that. The age-old type of your tradition, the age-old type of your culture, and all this type of your lineage that you have, break away all these type of your hurdles. And you can find that women can also dominate in different type of your positions in the case of your IT industry and other things. And another message from my side in this wonderful occasion of this annual day is that don't stop with what is present in the case of your academics. Okay, academics is said to be something which will finally end up in the form of a piece of paper where you get your degree. That is only a part of your life. Okay, but there is something beyond that. There is something which you have to learn even beyond that. What is that? The type of skills that you are able to develop. I have seen with my 34 years of my teaching experience, there are students who do really well in the case of your academics, good in practicals, good in terms of theory. And then what do they do is that they are coming out with first rank. But what do? They never speak out. They are not said to be communicative. They are not said to be having a type of a preponderance about their future and other things. So they are said to be failing in their life as such. So what you have to do is that try to fit in yourself into that of your modern gadgets, the modern type of your advancements which is going on, the type of skills that you have to really develop. And these skills, like you can find talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, or it might be the blockchain technology, or it might be the robotic technology, whatever it is. And it is not necessary that a student of computer science or a student of IT or a student of IoT has only to take up such type of the specializations. It is not necessary at all. It is like a skill where every student can get involved, and then they can be able to develop the skill to be present in that, so that what will happen is that your future is said to be much more brighter when compared with all other students in your peer group as such. So I have said you about the importance of women education, and in the case of your olden days itself, they have very clearly mentioned that educating a woman is like educating the whole family. Why? Because you can find that once when a woman is being educated, the type of the transmittance of this knowledge to that of your others in their family, and in the case of your peer group, it is mainly done only with that of your women population as such. Then I would like to, I know that students will not be much interested in the case of your the advices, but still, you know that I have a few of my type of your tips which I can give for you in order to succeed in the case of your career as such. So as I said, not only in the case of your academics, you should also get involved in the case of your curricular, extracurricular, co-curricular, and various type of your activities, which has been very well evidenced by your principal's presentation, so that the students of this Theivanai Ammal College, that you have got a wonderful involvement in the case of the all-round development and the holistic development that you are able to do it. Okay, and students, I can give you the 5 very important key skills that everybody should have, so that you will be able to succeed well in the case of your future as such. The first one, okay, I'm going to talk about organization, time management, prioritization, concentration, and motivation. A few tips about all these things which are very important for you to plan your career. First, let me talk about this organization. So, whenever there is a function that is being conducted in the case of your college, you should be the organizer. Share your responsibilities with that of your faculty. Share your responsibility with that of your other peer group of the teachers. And also make a group among yourself. Get involved. And this is the one which was very successful, because that I have visited the Sri Ram College in Delhi. I have also visited Christ University. I have also visited BITS Pilani. And the one difference which I can find the other institutions with them is that here most of the activities are said to be organized only by the students, and the faculty are just said to be only the guides. They are just giving you only the platform. So I want every student to be in an organized way. Not only organization in the case of your functions and the programs and other things, be organized in your life also. Okay, be organized, have a routine, spend some time. Right from the morning, what is the time that you're going to get up? What is the time that you're going to allot for getting ready and then coming to the college, learning, and then evening time, how are you going to get engaged? Okay, you should have a typical type of your schedule, which in turn will make you to be perfect, because I can find in the modern young students, such type of your routine practice is said to be totally absent. You can find that they might be meddling with their mobile phones up to night 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, And then you can find that getting out early in the morning or late in the morning and then coming to the class, sitting in the class and yawning and never listening to the classes. This is what is happening in most of the younger population that is being present in that. So be organized, have a punctuality whenever you're being asked to come to the colleges, whenever being asked to submit the assignments. So you know that the student mentality is that whenever they want to submit an assignment, if the teacher gives 10 days, at the end of the last day, when I enter into the class, you know that there will be the class representative standing up and then smiling at me. The smile itself will say me that they are going to ask for an extension. Sir, inno 2 naal kodunga sir, we will be able to submit it. So postponement. Such type of the postponement is said to be the thief of your time. It is not going to help you at all. So what you have to do is that you should be much more enthusiastic and more organized in the case of your work that you're going to take it up. And the second one, which is interlinked with this, is your time management. How are you going to manage your time? The 3 years that you're going to spend for your undergraduation, or your 2 years that you're going to spend in the case of your post-graduation, how effectively you're utilizing it? What is the type of the resources available in this campus? How much of these resources you are able to take it up yourself? And how much of these resources you are able to pull in? And then how you are going to effectively utilize these type of your time that you're spending inside this college. And even the time, you can find a lot of resource persons who have come to your college. What is their learning outcome? What did you learn from all these type of your resource persons? At least 1 or 2 motivational factors that if you're able to take it up from these type of your resource persons, I'm 100% sure that you will be able to scale up much better in the case of the future career that you're going to take it up. Then another thing is prioritization. This is mostly lacking in the younger population nowadays. What is this prioritization? What is to be done? What is to be given the first preference? And what is to be given the second preference? The students, they don't understand. What they do is that they give the priority for the things which are not important. And they give the priority for the one which is important, which is in the least list. So ultimately what happens is that your planning is said to be totally collapsed. And if your planning is totally collapsed, then your future is also said to be not taking up a bright career that you're going to have as such. Okay. So I would like to quote here that average people merely exist. Okay, average people merely exist. Okay, and exceptional people are the one who actually live. And I expect that all the students of this Theivanai Ammal College should be really the exceptional candidates, the exceptional students who are able to really fare well in your career as such. Then apart from that, I can also say that the average people do different things. But an exceptional people do the things in a different way. You should be exceptional. Okay? You should try to do something which is innovative, which is something different from that of the thinking of the others, so that every student will have some sort of new ideas which is being put up in your hand. And whenever you get new ideas, what you have to do is that never try to hesitate asking the teacher as where, why, what, when. This sort of a hesitation is present among all the students. Students, don't be afraid. Even if the teacher scolds you, don't be afraid. Because it is your right in the class to ask the teacher that where, why, what, when. And all these questions, if it is answered by the teacher, then you can find that you are said to be the most inspired student who is trying to come up and then who is able to do well, and then who will be able to learn the things much faster when compared with that of your other peer group students who have been present. And next is your concentration. Most of them, that whenever they say, why are you not able to get marks? Why are you able to fail? Or why are you not able to fare well in the case of your examinations? All the students, they say that, sir, I'm not able to concentrate at all. Whenever I'm opening my book, I feel sleepy. Whenever I read the notebooks and then when I am reading the materials for the examination, that I'm not interested in that, I'm not able to concentrate. This is one of the major problem which is present among the mindset of all the students as such. Why? Because that a lot of distraction has come into you. Distraction in terms of this modern gadgets like your mobile phones, okay, and that too the iPhones, And moreover than that, you can find that there are many other type of the systems and other things which have come into existence, which are all spoiling the students. I don't say that you should all get totally away from these modern developments. You should get accustomed to it, but try to maintain a limit. Never cross the Lakshman Rekha. You put out a Lakshman Rekha for yourself. How effectively can that be used for your betterment and for the development of yourself, and the knowledge part you use it? Because you know that every type of your invention, a modern type of your thing that is coming into this country as such, is a double-edged sword. It has got both the advantages as well as your disadvantages. Try to use the advantageous part of it and then discard the disadvantageous part of it, which might be spoiling or which might be ruining your life as such in the case of your future. Then coming to the last one, which is motivation. See, this is what is needed. You know that you have a wonderful group of teachers in this college. You have a wonderful leader, the principal here. And she was so enthusiastic in giving a lot of the type of your thanks to the teachers and then to the deans and other things. So that shows very clearly that what is the type of your embracement that she is able to take up the faculty together, and how she is able to make all of them to put together. Because I'm 100% sure that all the teachers who have been here are said to be the most motivating and inspiring teachers, and you should try to utilize them at the maximum in terms of gaining the knowledge from them. And this is depending upon the hands of the students of how effectively they are trying to utilize this as such. Finally, I would also like to give some of my comments to the teachers also. Okay, being an annual day, you know that every annual day is said to be taking a stock of what is happening in the case of your past, and what you're going to try to do in the case of your future as such, and what you would like to plan. And even in your principal's presentation, if there was a final slide that this is the next plan of action for the report for the next annual day, it could have been much better. Okay, it could have been much happier, so that you are trying to have a forethought. You are going to have a foresight of what exactly you would like to take up in the case of your future as such. So I'm 100% sure that you have wonderful teachers as such. But teachers, you know, as a senior teacher in front of you, my advice to you is that don't stick on only to teaching alone. Because there are 3 important domains in which, if you have decided to take up teaching, if you want to excel in the case of your teaching profession, and if you want to come out to be something exemplary in the case of your teaching profession, the first thing that you have to establish yourself is try to be a good teacher. Because the students will immediately say, what they will say is that whether a teacher is said to be good or bad, the students are good judges. Within 10 minutes, they will be able to judge a teacher. If you go inside a class, இந்த டீச்சருக்கு சரக்கு இருக்கா இல்லையாங்கிறது கண்டுபிடிச்சிடுவாங்க. And you know that if you are really knowledgeable, and if you are stuffed with that of your information in the case of your subject, and if you are able to deliver the subject to that of your students, you know that the respect from the students will automatically come for you. Okay? And if you are not able to do the delivery of the subject to the students in a proper way, or in the case of your most expected way as that of your student, you can find that you will not be respected by the students as such. So I'm not warning, but this is a suggestion that, see, make yourself to be more knowledgeable. First, excel yourself in the case of your teaching process. Understand the psychology of the students, how you will be able to do it. Because the present day students, I know that they are not much interested in sitting in the class. And that too, the students who have crossed with that of your COVID batch, and who all come into that of your third year and PG and other things, you know, they are all more relaxed. They are more said to be careless that they have been present in that. Okay? So, you can find the present day student mentality is that they do not want the college at all. Okay? And even if they want the college, there should not be any working days. Even if there are many working days, they should not have any attendance to be calculated. And even when attendance is there, you can find that if the classes are being conducted, the teacher should not come to the class. And even if the teacher doesn't come to even if they accept that, the teacher, when come to the class, they should not talk about the subject, they should talk something general which is needed for them. Okay? And even if they talk something general, you can find that they should not engage them more than 15 minutes or 20 minutes. If they engage for 1 full hour, they are said to be the bad teachers. Okay? So this is a challenge. It is a big challenge that is being put in front of all of us. Like teachers, what we have to do is that we have to dance according to the tunes of the students. Okay? How are we going to dance? In that I don't mean to say that you should all become the clowns in the class. Okay? You should all become the intellectual co-learners. That is said to be the present concept. You know that every teacher has to learn along with the student. Okay? They should be the co-learner. And they should try to get more from them. I'm 100% sure that nowadays, especially in terms of the computer skills and in the case of your mobiles, you can find that the students are said to be much more faster. And even you know that whenever I want to send a message, I used to call my research student and I used to say that, please type this, because she'll be doing immediately it will be done. But the same thing, I'll be doing this for half an hour. Okay? This is the type of the talent that the students are having it. So they are bubbling with enthusiasm. And the students, you know that, they are said to be catching them young. Okay? They have a bigger type of a think tank in their mind. The type of diversity in their thinking is said to be much more higher. How are we going to satisfy the needs of that? That is said to be a challenge that is being put forward in front of the teachers. So first, my advice to the teachers is that excel yourself in the case of your teaching. And the second one is that, which is very, very important, and you can find that everything, even in UGC, NIRF, NAC, what they expect is that a teacher should also be a good researcher. Okay? A teacher should try to involve himself in the case of your research. Get the maximum type of your funding that is needed. Okay? And in your presentation, I saw that you were able to pump in a little of the funds. But I feel that it is not satisfactory. You should still, the faculty has to work towards getting out crores and crores of funding from DST, DBT, and then from UGC, and all these type of your funding agencies, and to prove yourself to be as a good teacher. Teachers, please don't mistake that guiding MPhil and PhD alone is research. That is only a part of the research. Okay? Only a part of the research is guiding MPhil and PhD. Beyond that, how much is the fund that you are going to generate from the funding agencies for your college? That is said to be the important crux of you to prove yourself in terms of the research. And also, you should all become good consultants. Okay? So first, a teacher, good in the case of your teaching process and learning process, then coming into that of you're good as a researcher, prove yourself as a good researcher, and finally, you can find that teachers also should evolve as very good administrators. I'm very happy that all the 4 deans who are sitting here, you know that they are all the future principals. Okay? You can find that they have got wonderful opportunity. They have been trained. And not only these 4 people, all the faculty, you know that you should all try to take up some sort of your contribution and some sort of your involvement in the case of taking extra duties. Never afraid of taking extra duties. Okay, don't stick on to the timing in the case of your college. Try to take more responsibility in the case of your college and learn yourself so that you will be able to become good administrators. Why I'm saying this is that I've been sitting in the selection of principals in various colleges in Tamil Nadu. Okay? Many of the aided colleges I have been in the case of your selection panel as such. What is happening there, you know, most of them, they are not interested in taking up the principalship. Especially in aided colleges, you can find that there might be hardly 4 or 5 who are eligible to be appointed as principal. But none of them will be interested in taking the principal. இந்த வேலை எனக்கு இருக்கு, இதெல்லாம் வந்து எக்ஸ்ட்ரா டியூட்டி. யூஜிசிலேருந்து சம்பளம் வருது, நாம் பாட்டுக்கு எய்டட் சேலரி வாங்கினோமா போனோமான்னு இருக்கணும், இதெல்லாம் யார் பண்ணுறது? This is the type of mentality that they have. But I'm sure that the teachers of this Theivanai Ammal College, you're highly motivated, you will all be able to prove well in terms of teaching, in terms of research, and in terms of the administration also, so that you will have wonderful opportunities to be present in the case of your future as such. So finally, I would like to give a few of the quotes. You can say that the destiny of a nation is said to be decided only in the case of your classrooms. Okay? So all the classrooms that you have in this college are the one which is going to decide about the destiny of this nation. Why? Because you youngsters are said to be the motivating factors. who are all going to get involved in the case of your future, shaping the future of this country as such. See, what you have to do is that this is a time, not only this annual day, any sort of your function, any sort of your minute, every day, you can find that the student should enjoy their life, okay, especially this college life, which is something very, very memorable, which you'll never get back alone. In the case of your future, you will never be able to get it at all. So my dear students, what you do is that try to enjoy it to the maximum. Live your life as if you're going to die tomorrow. How you will be able to take it up very seriously and doing it. Live your life as you're going to die tomorrow. But learn as if you're going to live long. Learn as if you're going to live long. Why? Because every minute, every second, every hour of your life is said to be a learning experience that you're going to have it. So I would like to quote from Mahatma Gandhi saying that, who is said to be a good shoemaker? A good shoemaker is not the one who is making many pairs of shoes, but a good shoemaker is the one who is said to be the one who makes the best shoes. Okay? So you should all be the most type of your smart students, and then the best students who are all going to shape up your future as such. And similarly, another thing is that I can say, if I want me to cut down a tree, and if an axe is given to me, and if the time given to me is 6 hours, okay, I can very well do it in 2 hours. But what I have to do is that the first 4 hours, I have to spend it in terms of sharpening the axe. Because only when you sharpen the axe, you can do your job properly. So why I'm saying this is that, my dear students, this is the time for you to sharpen your axe. Develop all the type of your skills. Develop all the type of your prerequisites that is needed for you to shape up your future as such. And if you are able to sharpen it, I'm 100% sure that you will be able to do well in the case of your future. So ultimately, I would like to end up saying that, see, this society is said to be still a male-dominated society. There are many countries in the world which has not given the equal rights to the women as such. So my women folk, my students, please understand and be happy that you're all in India, which has given you 100% rights for you. You have got every type of your independence to do and then enter into any sort of your job that is being present in the case of your future. So, இந்த சமுதாயம் எப்படி இருக்கிறது என்று கூறினால், ஓகே, கல்லானாலும் கணவன், எப்படி மாற வேண்டும், நான் எப்படி மாற வேண்டும் என்று ஆசைப்படுகிறேன் என்றால், மண்ணானாலும் மண்ணானாலும் மனைவி, மரமானாலும் மனைவி என நமது விமன் போக்கை நாம் கண்டிப்பாக நாம் எடுத்துக்கொள்ள வேண்டும். So I wish that every women student of this college should come out successfully in the case of your future, and many sort of your wonderful achievements in the case of your future as such. May God bless you, and I thank the organizers, especially the principal and others who have given me this wonderful opportunity to stand before you all. Thank you all.